Episode 3 of The Acolyte, entitled Destiny, came out last night, and like always, I have thoughts about the episode. This episode has made me more excited for the series. It made me feel like I was actually in the world, and I wanted to know what was going to happen. The first 2 episodes probably suffered from needing to have some setup episodes to have a good payoff, but this 3rd episode I really enjoyed, and it felt less like a setup situation. The episode was a complete flashback, and it did a good job of telling us enough information, but not all of the information, in a way that didn't frustrate me either. Here are the things that I liked about the episode, and more questions that I have. 1. I thought the dynamic between the twins was really interesting. May was kind of out there. Like, in the first couple episodes, I was like, maybe she's kind of misunderstood, which I think is still the case, but like, this episode just gives us more of her personality and motivations, and helps us to understand her character more. Like, at some point in the episode, she's like, "I'll kill you." Which, that's kind of a lot right there, but you kind of understand where she's coming from at the same time. She really values the destiny that has been pre-placed on her life and her sister's life by the witches. I really like that the 2 girls playing May and Osha were actually twins, and when they fought, it really felt like they were siblings, which, I mean, they are. 2. The Jedi are not super the good guys in this episode. I realize that this episode is mainly from the Coven, or like the witches' point of view, so they see the Jedi as intruding on their space and trying to like ruin everything that they have. Also, did the fire actually kill everyone? No one seemed extremely burned, but maybe it was like smoke inhalation. That's a big question, which we probably get the answer when we get another flashback, but that was a big question for me after watching the episode. 3. The witches are honestly kind of creepy. They're doing their chants and stuff like that, but it didn't seem like anything they were doing was like hurting other people, you know? Like, they didn't seem like a major threat or like bad guys, you know? This episode made it seem like the Jedi were more the bad guys, but again, the episode was from the point of view of the witches, so that could have been it. 4. I really liked seeing the Jedi all young in this flashback, and the fact that this was Master Corbin, like, I was absolutely shocked. Did not realize that from any of the trailers. Also, the haircut differences here, absolutely wild. 5. I think it's funny that these girls are like, what, like 8 or 9, something like that, and the witch mom's like, they know what they want. They're old enough to know what they want. If I was totally left to do what I wanted to do when I was 9, that would have been a wild time. Not that it wasn't already. Anyway, Osha wants to be a Jedi, and also that part where she was like, oh, it's not a mountain. Like, if you're trying to lie, you wouldn't be like, oh, let me say something that would totally give me away. I don't know. It probably just goes to show that Osha really wanted to be part of the Jedi Order. 6. I did really like the distinct differences between Osha and May. This might, for present time with Amanda Stenberg, give May and Osha more of a personality, which was kind of a complaint for me from the last couple episodes, so that could be good. 7. We definitely saw Master Soul force catch Osha in one of the last 2 episodes. Fascinating he was unable to do it in this situation. Question: if May hadn't have, air quotes, died, would they have taken May as an apprentice or a Padawan? Like, also, they must have known she was lying, because they clearly knew she was lying based on their reaction to Osha lying. Like, they both weren't trying to pass the test, and like, it must have been clear to the Jedi, right? So maybe they just really wanted Osha the entire time. So this is interesting. Makes me think that the Jedi were up to something. 8. The music in this episode I thought was great. The episode was directed by Koganada, which he's a South Korean filmmaker known for doing video essays about films and TV series. I really liked his directing style. I feel like the whole episode flowed really nicely, and it felt like a complete episode. It didn't end abruptly, but with enough questions still unanswered, but enough of the story had happened where I wasn't like frustrated with the questions that weren't answered. 9. It was interesting because I was expecting the witches to be more of a thing in the present time, but like, no joke, they all actually died in this flashback, which I think we'll still see more of them, but they did actually kind of die. Like, I just wasn't expecting that, really. 10. Finally, I'm excited that this episode made me more excited for the rest of the series. It felt like people were talking at normal speeds, and like, the episode added mystery to the story, but still answered some questions. Honestly, it might be worth it for me to watch the first 2 episodes again. They may be less frustrating for me now, but after watching this episode, I'm very excited to see more of the story. Let me know what you thought of this episode in the comments. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.